Have you ever been consumed by a feeling so potent, so destructive, that it seems to eclipse all reason? Yes, we're talking about hatred, a fiery emotion that burns with an intensity unmatched, seeming to consume all in its path. Yet, beneath its searing heat, there's much more than meets the eye. At its core, hatred is a form of communication, a signal from the depths of our psyche. It screams at us, demanding attention, begging to be heard. It's like a red flag waving frantically, signaling that something somewhere within us is off balance. And while it's easy, perhaps even instinctive, to turn away from this raging storm of emotion, what if we didn't? What if instead we leaned in, listened, and tried to decipher its cryptic message? You see, hatred is a teacher, albeit a harsh one. It offers lessons that, while difficult to stomach, can illuminate the darkest corners of our being. It's a mirror reflecting back to us our deepest fears, insecurities, and unresolved issues. It's a call to action, a call to change, to grow, to evolve. So what if we viewed hatred not as an enemy to be vanquished, but as a guide leading us towards our own personal transformation? What if we saw it as an opportunity to delve deep within ourselves, to confront our inner demons and come out stronger on the other side? So rather than shunning it, what if we listened to what hatred has to say? Hatred, as intense as it may be, can be a valuable teacher. It's a statement that might make you pause, perhaps even frown. But let's explore this idea together. Imagine you're in a situation where you feel an intense dislike for someone or something. This emotion isn't just a passing annoyance, it's a deep-seated, burning hatred. Now, it's easy to blame the person or thing you despise, but let's take a step back. Let's look inward. What is this strong emotion trying to tell you about yourself? Consider a real-life example. Suppose you're at work and there's a colleague who always seems to rub you the wrong way. You've developed a profound hatred for this individual, but why? Is it because they're always late for meetings, or because they have a different work ethic? Or is it because they embody a trait you secretly despise in yourself? Maybe they're overly competitive, and you've always prided yourself on being cooperative, or perhaps they're fiercely independent, and it makes you confront your own insecurities about needing others' help. This is where hatred becomes a teacher. It forces you to confront parts of yourself that you might prefer to ignore. It's a mirror, reflecting back your own insecurities, fears, and shortcomings. It's a tough lesson, no doubt, but an invaluable one. Here's another example. Picture a public figure you dislike intensely. You've never met them, yet you hate them. Why? Is it because of their beliefs, their actions, or is it something deeper? Could it be that they represent a value that you're struggling with? Perhaps their success shines a light on your own perceived failures, or their confidence rattles your self-doubt. Once again, hatred has served as a teacher, highlighting areas of your life that need attention and understanding. It's a call to delve deeper into self-awareness, to confront and wrestle with aspects of your character that might be holding you back. These examples aren't intended to justify or glorify hatred, but they illustrate how this powerful emotion can lead to profound self-discoveries. It's a bitter pill to swallow, a tough lesson to learn, but like many hard lessons, it can be transformative if we're willing to listen, reflect, and learn. Indeed, hatred can reveal facets of ourselves that we may not have been aware of. So the next time you feel that intense emotion welling up inside, take a moment. Don't just react, reflect. Ask yourself, what is this hatred teaching me about myself? And you might be surprised by what you discover. But hatred doesn't just teach us about ourselves, it also brings forward our internal imbalances. Hatred, in its raw and unfiltered form, can act as a mirror, reflecting the deep-seated issues that lie within us. It's like peering into a glass darkly, seeing not just the object of our disdain, but our own selves, our own flaws and imbalances. Consider a real-life example. Imagine a person who holds deep hatred for those who are successful. This hatred may seem like it is rooted in jealousy or envy, but if we look deeper, we might discover that it is actually a reflection of their own feelings of inadequacy or failure. Their hatred of success is not so much about the successful people themselves, but rather about their own perceived lack of success. Or take the example of someone who despises those who are always happy. On the surface, it might seem like they simply cannot stand joy or positivity, But dig deeper, and you might find that their hatred is a reflection of their own unhappiness or dissatisfaction with life. They are not really hating the joyful, they are hating what they see as their own inability to be joyful. Hatred in these cases is not just an external emotion projected onto others, it is an internal struggle, a confrontation with our own demons. It is a harsh, unflinching look at our own imbalances. And it is in this confrontation, in this self-reflection, that we find the opportunity for profound personal growth. Think about it. If we never recognize our own flaws, our own imbalances, how can we ever hope to change them? How can we grow, evolve, become better versions of ourselves? Hatred then can be a powerful tool for self-discovery, a catalyst for personal transformation. Of course, this is not to say that we should seek out or nurture hatred. Rather, when we do encounter it, we should not shy away from it. We should not let it consume us, but we should also not ignore it. Instead, we should use it as a mirror, a tool for self-reflection. We should examine it, understand it, learn from it, and then we should use what we have learned to change, to grow, to evolve. In this way, hatred can act as a catalyst for change and personal growth. Hatred, like all emotions, is a part of us, and if we're brave enough to face it, to understand it, it can teach us about ourselves, about our imbalances, and about how we can become better, more balanced individuals. Imagine treating hatred not as an enemy, but as an opportunity for deep personal work. What an intriguing thought, isn't it? It's something we don't often consider, but it's a perspective that could potentially change our lives. Let's delve into this idea. Hatred as a catalyst for personal growth. It's a concept that might seem counterintuitive at first, but when we start to unravel it, we find that it's brimming with transformative potential. Consider this: when we face hatred head-on, be it directed at ourselves or emitted from us, we are presented with a chance to confront our deepest, darkest aspects. It's like standing in front of a mirror that reflects not our physical selves, but our emotional and mental landscapes. And what a revealing mirror it is. Psychologists often say that our reactions to others are more about us than them. So when we experience hatred, it's an invitation to look within. To understand what about us is causing such a strong emotional response. It's a chance to dissect our insecurities, fears, and prejudices. Take, for instance, the story of a renowned psychologist who, after years of harboring hatred for a colleague, realized that his animosity was rooted not in the other's actions, but in his own insecurities and fear of inadequacy. This revelation led him on a journey of self-discovery and self-improvement, transforming his life. Similarly, when we're on the receiving end of hatred, it can be a catalyst for growth. It can push us to develop resilience, compassion, and understanding. It can motivate us to rise above negativity, to prove the naysayers wrong, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Consider the countless successful individuals who were once despised, ridiculed, or underestimated. They didn't let hatred break them. Instead, they used it as fuel to propel themselves forward, to reach heights they might not have otherwise attained. Hatred, in all its ugliness, can be a powerful motivator. It can push us out of our comfort zones, force us to confront our demons, and inspire us to transform ourselves. It's not about glorifying or encouraging hatred, but about recognizing its potential as a catalyst for personal growth. So let's rethink hatred. Let's view it not as a destructive force, but as a challenging yet rewarding journey towards self-improvement. Let's turn it into an opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve. Because who knew that something as destructive as hatred could lead to such profound growth? So next time hatred rears its head, remember it's not just a negative emotion. It's an opportunity, a spark, a call to action. Hatred is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to be understood and embraced. Why embraced, you ask? Because hatred is a mirror, reflecting back to us the parts of ourselves that are imbalanced, that need attention and care. It's a force that pushes us to confront our deepest fears, our most embedded insecurities. Hatred can show us where we need to grow, where we need to heal, and where we need to change. So instead of pushing it away or denying its existence, let's invite hatred in. Let's sit with it, listen to it, learn from it. It's not always easy, it's not always comfortable, but it's always enlightening. And in that enlightenment lies our path to personal development. Remember, embracing hatred is not about becoming hateful. It's about understanding the root of this powerful emotion and using it as a tool for self-discovery and growth. It's about turning the tables on hatred and making it work for us rather than against us. So, let's start a conversation. What has your experience with hatred taught you? How has it changed or shaped you? How have you navigated through it, and what lessons have you learned from it? Hatred, as it turns out, may just be the unexpected guide you need on your journey to self-discovery and personal development.